Innovative content. Global audience.
Hello, good morning, viewers. A very warm welcome to you this morning from the world capital city, London. I'm Princess Kessy, reaching you live from our SRTV studio here. Today on Inside Nigeria, I want us to focus, we put a focus on local governments. Now, we know that they just concluded the local government elections in Edo State is going to make our topic today. But generally, I want us to look at local government. Are they functioning? I remember that before President Buhari left office, ex-president, he did give an order that money should be paid directly to local government. How is that working? Are they even functioning very well? Because sometimes we see lawmakers trying to override these people. What project that the local government should be doing? Councillors is what sometimes come to the National Assembly to tell you this is I want to embark on this and on that. Is that even correct? What we should and on that note, this morning I have two very vibrant Nigerians with me on the show this morning on Inside Nigeria. I have with me Comrade Monday Sunday Abimoko. He is a research fellow, a public commentator, and of course, he was the former deputy governorship candidate of ZLP, Nassarawa State 2023. And of course, I know he had requested and had to bring him on the show this morning. Also with me, I have Elise Akioya, businessman, politician, and former senior special assistant for the Edo State government. Of course, to his governor, His Excellency of Baseki Godwin. Good morning, sirs. You're welcome to the show this morning. Nice to have the both of you on my show.
Thank you, Princess. Nice for having you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Princess, for having me. And good morning, viewers.
Good morning. Let me throw this question to you first. Is we just saw that the local government election was concluded in just 30 hours ago now. What's your rating of that election? How would you rate that election?
Well, if you ask me on my own opinion personally, if I really have to be candid and straight, I would tell you I would score the local government, the just concluded local government election 80%.
Why 80%, sir?
Well, it was free, it was fair, devoid of the usual violence, associated with elections in the country, and many more. So if not, I would have even scored it. I would have even scored it more than that, except for the fact that materials didn't come on time to some, to some units. If not, I would have scored it 90 or 95%. Apart from that the ETSEC did not start early enough, I would just say I will score 90. Sorry, 80%, I mean.
All right, Mr. Monday, I'm going to throw that question to you now. I know that you are not from Edo State. I just spoke to somebody from Edo State and indigenous. I know also you follow that trend so carefully now. How would you rate that election that happened hours ago? Knowing fully well, bearing in mind, I'm going to come back to that, but bearing in mind that PDP cleared all local governments, 18 local governments.
Okay. Thank you, Princess, for that question. Basically, in elections, as far as local government election is concerned in Nigeria, I don't know if you're with me.
Go ahead.
Hello, are you with me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. As far as elections is concerned in Nigeria and local government, definitely the parties in power would want to have their candidates win in all local governments within the state. So the case of Edo is not any different from the case of other states, since at the moment there are no arguments or questions, being raised by the opposition who contested in the election. So for now, I would say that it is not any different from the other political parties and the other states. So, but as we keep going on, if there are legal issues or where people want to challenge that, those who contested in the election, I think the court is there and it's open for that. Hello.
Okay, I love that. Now, Hayes, I want to throw this question to you. We know very well that, like Mr. Monday rightly said, you see that in Nigeria here, in Nigeria, we notice that there are a lot of time that local governments, like he rightfully said, is that elections, only time we conduct elections, or there is this peculiarity in our state that the state government, a government that is the government in seats, could be APC, could be Labour, could be any other party, and you find out that they usually clear the states. Now, is it that other parties are not working well, or is it that these people, there's something they are not doing right? How do we live above the fact that those states have placed all the local governments? Does it mean that we do not have other parties in the states? Why is this thing so peculiar all the time with every other elections we've had before?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the truth of the matter is that I don't know about other states, but as far as those states is concerned, the governor is on ground, the governor is close to the people, and he has this relationship, with every local government and, every local government within the state. And from what you said, it's peculiar with every state. But I can tell you categorically on those states' recent local government election is not very correct. Because if you go down towards the Edo North, the deputy governor had a very difficult time. In fact, it was a narrow escape from that angle. So if really it is true that in all states, and you want to relate that also with those states and to say, they clear everywhere, no, it's not correct.
Now, there's this
Difficult
you
time.
follow the trend carefully for hours now. There is this saying, Nigerians are really reacting to this. That voting for parties instead of individual capacity is one of the factors that have made Nigeria remain where it is today. Now, is it that other parties are not doing well? We know that Peter Obi did come, he campaigned as well, and now we saw that a lot of people, does it mean that? Is what we're saying?
Okay, let me react to that very quickly. You see, in the last general election, my party, the People's Democratic Party, we had a very serious issue, which we went to the general election with, and at the end of the day, it affected us a lot. We lost, the two Senate seats we were controlling before, we lost it. We lost all the House of Rep seats. Only one narrowly escaped, which is that of, Esan West, Esan Central, and Igwebe Federal Constituency. Only that one narrowly escaped, even with the power of the sitting governor in Edo State. For that, we went back to our drawing board. We look at the scenario carefully. We look at what didn't we do rightly on that particular election. We took special, cognizance of our mistake we made on that very last election. We corrected them, did everything we had to do, and we came back again. If you watch all the candidates, the People's Democratic Party featured in the recent local government election, even the local government chairman, look at the set of persons, the PDP, they featured in the election. These are young men and women less than 33, 35 years. Go to the councillor, these are young men, you will see young men of 25, 26, 27 years. The highest I can tell you for the People's Democratic Party, for the chairman, if he's too old, maybe 37 years. So you don't expect, the APC, who are going to bring the usual regular old men, which they are used to, then saying, oh, the leaders and all that. You don't expect them to defeat us. We came out with youth because we saw what happened. We saw what happened with the obedient movement of the Labour Party. We keyed into it. We brought out youth. And this time it was a landslide victory for us. So that was victory for democracy, it was victory for the party, and victory for the Edo people. So that was basically, the strategy and formula.
Yes, I'm going to throw this Monday, right? Mr.
Hello?
Monday, I'm going to
Are you with me?
What do you think is the impact of the local government in our communities? Because it seems so that they have control. The governor tends to be controlling or have the major say on when anything that has to do with local government, whereas they're supposed to be on their own. Now, what do you think is their impact? Are they even functioning well, Mr. Monday? I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Ayes.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, basically, if you check the concept or the idea or the reason behind the creation of local government, basically, it was for the purpose of bringing governance close to the people at the grassroots. Now, when you talk about the impact of local government to the people at the grassroots, then I will tell you that it is an eyesore, seriously, because the local government have been totally left on their own. A lot of people at the local level do not even, because of the neglect, on the part of the state governors and even those that they put there as the local government leaders. Because of their negligence, people at the local government are not concerned about how things are being done. Because once it is election, you find out that the governor would want to anoint candidates and make sure or insist that these candidates are the ones who emerge. So how true will the will of the people be reflected at that level? It is not possible that an election that took place, you cannot have a single opposition winning even councillorship in a ward. It is not true. So these are issues that will make people at the local government, first of all, not to participate. If you check the Edo election that was just concluded, the governor himself came out to say on the national television that people are going about their normal activities. Does that show or reflect participation? If people are really concerned, if the will of the people is being considered at all the time, if they are involved in the governance process, do you think they will just go about their activities? In my thoughts, they went about their activities simply because they knew clearly that even if they come out to vote for a particular candidate, the person's vote may not count. So we are still in a state of dilemma. There's a disconnection between the state government and the local government, and between the local government rather, and the people it represents. You don't really see projects going on at the local level. What happens is once the allocations or whatever are being sent for local government, governors will sit on it and they will say they'll convey a meeting calling all the local government chairmen. After that meeting, most of them will just sign or just enter their signature just to have the overhead and whatever down to the state, the local government. But it's not like all these monies are being controlled directly by them. So what do you expect a councillor who has been voted in or who has been anointed in to do? He cannot even challenge the person who anointed him and brought him into power. So how much more for him to even have resources
Okay, I think we have a little bit of network
available
issues.
to carry out
So,
projects. I was talking about
hold on,
I want you to
princess.
how
react.
they lost
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
senatorial seat
I
and
want
I
to
all
want you
that
to
react. I want to react to
react.
what you
to
just said
other
now.
political
Yes, I want to
parties.
react.
In
Hello,
my
can you
mind,
hold on? Let me.
if
I
those
want to
who
react
were
to what
in
he
that
just said
political
now.
party who lost it,
Can I react to what he just said when he
can
talked
you?
about
Yes.
Hello,
people going about? Yes,
Okay,
I want
I
to
want
react to
you
princess,
to
what he just said when he said
princess,
people going about their normal activities,
princess.
their normal business.
Can I drop? Can I drop at least?
Yeah, okay,
Yes,
let, okay,
Yes.
let me react. Let
Go
me
on.
react to that. Let me react to that part where he said people going about their normal business, their normal activities, and the election was going on. And if that does not, if that really reflects the will of the people, I want to react on that. Are you with me?
go
Okay, go
ahead,
on.
sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You see, like I said before, the governor, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki, is a man of the people. He has lived with people. He understands, the feelings, the yearnings, and aspirations of the people. He knows the way they think. He knows the way they reason because he has been with them. Let me tell you this. You see, of what use bringing the Nigerian army, bringing the Nigerian police, bringing the civil defense to barricade all the junctions, all the major streets, all the major roads, telling people to restrict movement, forcing them, they must go to vote. They must go and vote. And at the end of the day, just as it is done in the national election, and at the end of the day, we have seen where people will take football, go to a corner and begin to play football. We have seen youth. We have seen women who will begin to do their trade in their street, neglecting the general elections. We have seen people who begin to go to farms during the general elections. So what do you make of that? That is to tell you that this thing comes from the top, from the federal. Once the federal gets it right and things are as well with the federal, and I can tell you it will run down to the bottom.
But let's not forget
So
also,
hold on,
Mr.
I'm coming, please. Let me land, please. You see, if the governor is saying, let's make it free, let everybody do what they want to do. Nobody should be harassed. Nobody should be compelled to do anything. If you want to vote, go there and cast your vote. Even in the Western world, in your TV stations in London, there, nobody is compelled to go and vote. Nobody, streets are not being barricaded. I think Edo should even be applauded for getting it right in that light. If people begin to see it in this light that in Edo, people goes to vote, nobody is compelled, nobody is forced. You don't see military personnel with guns, and you begin to get scared whether you should go or you should not go. Look at all the police stations that day. They were just there with policemen that are not armed. You go there, you cast your vote, you leave. You go there, you cast your vote, you leave. So that is it. I think we should rather commend the Governor Godwin Obaseki, for allowing people to do what they like, do what they want at this present point in time, as far as Edo is concerned.
But our worry, Mr. is that most times it seems though that the chairman and the councillors are selected, not they are anointed, like the word Mr. Monday rightly used.
That is just maybe perhaps that is what is being done before. And in the case of Edo, I can tell you that is why I said go and look at the characters that Edo State, that the People's Democratic Party featured in this very election. Because like I said before, we went back to our drawing board. We went to look at our mistakes. We corrected them and we came back. And you can see the result in this very last election on Saturday.
Now,
go and look at that's why I said go and look at the people we featured in the election. These are young men, very vibrant, intelligent.
The issue is that they might be young, they might be vibrant, but if if they don't reflect the will of the people, it's become very difficult for them to work for the people. And this is the argument today. We know that, like what we know in Nigeria, that over the years the local government seems dormant, as if nothing is happening there. It has gotten to a point where you go to local government areas, you see women breaking laws, making hair, doing business, living the job they're supposed to do. And this is the worry of the common man today. I follow the trend carefully since that election hours ago, and Nigerians are not even finding it funny. They feel like, oh, something might just be wrong. How can PDP clear 18 local government areas? And these are the arguments we'll be having since today.
Well,
like I
okay, okay.
The youth, you use the word that a lot of you did key into the labor movement, right?
Yes, that was on the general election. And we took clue from that. We saw what happened there. The governor learned one or two from there. And we came back to our drawing board to put things in order.
Are you trying to tell us, after what you just said, that a lot of people keyed into that movement, the labor movement, and up till now we couldn't see any evidence in this just the concluded local government election, not from APC, not from Labour Party and other parties?
Yes, I can.
Of the people, are you trying to?
Yes, I can tell you. I can tell you what happened there. I can tell you what happened there. You see, the truth of the matter is that we would have had a very strong competition from the Labour Party, but after the general election, the last general elections, they went to sleep. They went to sleep because they were, it's normal. It's normal as a human being. When you begin to win, or when you begin to get applaud, and you get recognition all the time, and it's a normal thing that you begin to relax yourself. But we who felt the blow in the very last election, we didn't go to sleep. We were worried. We were disturbed. We went back to our drawing board. From that time till now, we worked our ass out just to make sure we get it right. And of course, the result was exactly reflected the work we did. That's the truth. That's why I said, I keep telling you, we learned from what happened in the general election. Go and check. I still tell you, I still put it to you. Go and check the characters the All Progressive Congress, the APC, they featured. You can see they still feature the old bandwagons. 53 years old men for council.
Based on what you just said, right? I want to ask you a sincere question. Now, before the exit of our former president, right, Muhammadu Buhari.
Okay.
He said monies will now be paid directly to local government. Are you aware of that?
Yes, of course. It was called local government autonomy.
Yes. How is that working?
Well, I think it still has to do with the governors anyway. But from the last I followed up that, I think it was still within the National Assembly. It's still being debated. For all I know, I don't want to dwell too much on that because I don't have a fact on that particular this particular issue you are talking about now. So I wouldn't want to dwell too much on that. But as far as I'm concerned, the governor of Edo State, once in 2024 there will be a general election in Edo State where the governor will be picking, where the governor will be handing over to the next governor. And of course, he wants to win. And that was why he took the pain to make sure, the process where the local government...
Mr. Monday back, and that is really nice. Mr. Monday is going to join us now again. There's a comment here. I want to read that, then we move forward, and I'll bring Mr. Monday in that says, if we want local government to be working, the local government must be autonomous, not in principle, not in theory. Now, this is coming from Ekoko to Emmanuel. Can we bring Mr. Monday in? Mr. Monday.
Can I react to that? Can I react to that comment?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, before Mr. Monday comes in, let me react to that comment. You see, whether autonomy or no autonomy, but of course, I am not against local government autonomy. Of course, we all want it, but if you ask me, I think it still has to do with the governor who is in place. Once the governor is somebody who really wants the local government to function, I can tell you the local government will function. Go back to the days where there was a time where we had a PDP governor in this state. Though he served for about 18 months or so, there were chairmen who were constructing roads in this very Edo state. And at that time, I can tell you categorically that there was this local government autonomy issue was not even in the pipeline. We had local government chairmen who were constructing roads, and I can mention their names for you. The one in Eastern Northeast, Honorable John Yakubu, is one of them. He did excellently well under the People's Democratic Party at that time. He constructed a lot of roads in Eastern Northeast in Uromi. The one in Eastern West, Honorable Gosen Felix Akabwe, aka Jofel. He did Eastern West in Ekpoma. He also constructed one or two roads. He did excellently well as well.
To react to some of what you're saying now, but I think we have network issues with
Okay.
Mr. Monday. Mr. Monday, thank you for having back. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay.
You said what?
He has said a lot. Hello?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Go ahead. Yes, sir, Mr.
Okay,
Monday.
okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I had a bit of network issue, so I had to get back.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, as it when you talk about you're naming people who have constructed roads and whatever and all that, I feel he's just naming people that he knows. I am not from Edo State, and most of these very projects that you would say that local government chairman handled will still now be captured into the state governor's list of projects or scorecard at the end of the year. So at the end of the day, we'll be left with, trying to understand who actually did the road construction, whether it is the local government chairman or the state governor. Because at the end of the day, the state governor in a press briefing or in his scorecard or media pally or whatever might come up and begin to point out some of these things, saying that they are his own projects. So how would you tell the common man on the street who does not understand all these things you are saying, that it was done by the local government chairman? So away from that, or the local government, away from that, she was asking the impact of local government. That's where I left the discussion, where my network had a bit of issues.
She asked you that directly and not me.
Yes.
So I am trying to. I was responding to that before you got
you
it.
as well, Mr. Ellis, because we know that most times you see lawmakers. I am resident in Abuja, and most times lawmakers coming to tell you they are doing this project, pipeline water, a lot of things in the grassroots, in the communities, which are meant for which rightly the councillors are supposed to be doing. And now this is where our worries are as Nigerians. You find that Nigerians are beginning to like you said, that at the governors, everybody went back their way on that election day, doing their thing. Now, a lot of people feel these people don't have any use, they don't do anything, they are just there. And we're trying to correct this impression, sir. How do we even stop this, where lawmakers are not coming to do things at the grassroots, at the councillors are supposed, projects meant for councillors. Now, what are their impacts in the community, in the rural areas? Now.
Can you come again, please?
Okay. I am saying that the local government, these local government chairmen are supposed to be taking, they are closer to the grassroots, they are closer to the people. So they are supposed to be carrying out project also around by pipeline water, other things around communities. Okay. Now, what are their impacts? Because we see that most times, like Mr. Monday rightly said, at the end of the day, even maybe prevention, one or two of them do a project, it will still be scored on the governor of the day. So now, sometimes you even see lawmakers also coming to National Assembly to say they want to embark on projects meant for councillors. Now, what I'm asking you, because you were there, you're closer to these people, what is their impact? in our communities.
Okay, thank you. The truth of the matter is that what he said when he said state governors begin to claim glory for the project of a local government for project made by local government is not very correct. You see, I don't know about his state, but as far as here in Edo is concerned, you know, our people here, sorry to say, they are very enlightened. They know what everybody should do and what they should not do, and they know who does what and who doesn't do what. So, if any project is being undertaken here in Edo by any of the governments, whether state, local government, or federal, on that very project, there is always an inscription that so project is done by so persons, whether local government, state, federal, whether even if it's a House of Rep member or Senate or whatever it is, there's always an inscription there. So even anybody can easily know who walk past and easily know, oh, it's also person that did this road. And even before then, you see, Nigeria is structured in a way where we have trunk A, trunk B, in terms of road anyway, trunk A, trunk B, and what have you. We all know roads that are for local government. We all know roads that are for state government. If you can see, the federal roads in Edo today is very, very bad, which are supposed to be constructed or being done by the federal government ruled by the APC. They have totally neglected them. But the governor on his own is going about constructing the state roads. That's why you see travelers who are passing through Edo, they begin to navigate their way. Instead of flying through the federal road, which is supposed to be faster for them, they begin to navigate through the state road to find their way out of the state. Then, back to the local government issue. The local government is a grassroots government, where your streets, you know, and some of these little things should be done for the people. Now, we are just having the very first local government election.
Let me butt in at this point. Can I come in, please?
Go ahead, Mr. Monday. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. When you are talking about all these things being done by local government chairman, then I wonder. You initially pointed out earlier that you don't know about my state, but your state know what to do and all that. It is not correct that in Nigeria that everybody has knowledge about governance or about government at the local level. A lot of people do not even know what it means, what local government is and what it should do to them, what government should do to them at that level, because they've not been given a level play ground to come in to participate. We are also challenging the issue of participation, pointing clearly that
so let me cut you on this. Let me cut you on this.
How they are not being carried along. So I let me learn, please. You know, when you are dealing with people at the local government, the literacy there is not to be compared with the national politics, with even the state politics. People at this level are most times handpicked, and you don't expect them to do beyond their powers. Can they offer what they do not have? When we talk about local government allocations or subventions being released, I have pointed out earlier that most governors only call these governors, this local government chairman, to the state capital, where they sit, they agree on certain things, they have their own running costs, overhead costs, or whatever. And then monies are no longer there once salaries have been paid and whatever. Monies are no longer there for them to carry out other projects, simply because state governors have hijacked the, And then, like we say, if they do any project at the local government, they go ahead to claim those projects as their own. Now, when you look at the local government, most of the local government chairmen they are not in the office. Go and check from Monday to Friday. You hardly find them. Most of them are just there by proxy. They lead by proxy. They only go to the local government later, maybe once in a week, or twice in a week, or thrice in a week, as it is convenient for them. That's to tell you.
Yes, we are aware that is being done. We are aware that is what is being done in the northern part of the country.
Complaining so well
we
from the
are
local
aware
government level.
That is what is being done in the northern part of the country. But in the southern part of the country,
it is not about the north. From Edo, people complain. We watch television.
Because from the way you are talking, from the way you are talking,
about region. It is not about region.
From the way you are talking, I don't know.
Can you
ordinarily
I don't know where you are
from.
No. You don't say it is from the way you are. When you are saying
from the way you are talking, from the way you are talking, when you started by
but you are already making the whole thing look like a regional issue. This is not a regional argument, sir.
Whether you like
this argument, this discussion.
Listen. Whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, it is
not a question of whether I like it.
The level of our orientation is different from the north to the south.
It is not true, my brother. We are all in Nigeria, sir.
Okay, how can you justify?
I tell you, that is sentiment. That is sentiment. You are bringing up sentiment on a national discussion. We are talking about local government at all levels, and you are already pouring in your own sentiments. This is not a regional argument. This is not a regional argument. Why are you beginning to segregate, to begin to bring in regions? We are talking about what happens at the local government. Is it true? Is it true that in Edo State, let me point out clearly to you. I want to ask you this question.
And this is about local government, not even about region. Anyway, we're going to a quick break. I'm sitting here with Mr. Monday and Mr. Hayes, and today's topic is
what I'm just trying to let him know that in the south, especially in Edo, we are very enlightened and we know what election and politics is all about.
Yes, so we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll continue. Now, don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
SR TV. Innovative content. Global audience.
Yes, you're welcome back from that quick break. This is Inside Nigeria, where we bring you everything in Nigeria. It could be politics, business, agriculture, anything. Of course, today we put our searchlights on local government. What is happening in our local government? Are they functioning well? What is their impact on the common man, the grassroots? And that is what we're here today. I'm still here with Mr. Monday, and of course, Mr. Hayes. Now, Mr. Hayes, I want to differ on that. This is not about regional, it's about the people. When we talk about local government, it's about the people. Are they even feeling the impact of these year leaders? Now elections have been concluded. What are they supposed to be doing moving forward? These are some of the questions. I know a lot of them. I'm a journalist. I did my findings. I know a lot of them. They don't even go to work. They are just there. They are dormant. And we have a lot of comments. And you can see there's a comment here that says, please help me ask Mr. Akioya, why must a state governor control the accounts of local government? The 3 tiers of government should be independent. Now that question is to you, Mr. Hayes.
Okay. Thank you very much. The truth of the matter is that for now, the federal government has not started, paying money directly to the local government. They still send it through the state government. So it's only Edo will not be different. That is just the truth. Whether you like it or not, let us accept the fact. Then, if you back on the issue where we talked about
Edo is not different.
Yes, of course, Edo cannot be different. It's what is being done in every part of the country. The federal government pays it through the state government. So then, back to the question where you said the impact and after the election and what they will be doing. You see, and you also talked about if if the people who are elected, they will be up and doing. If you look at the nature of the governor, if you know the kind of person he is, you are close to him, or whether you're not even close to him, if you have been following him up, you will know he's a no-nonsense governor. I can tell you that none of the elected persons, will take their office for granted. He has, it's not as I speak. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
As I speak, just to tell you how the governor wants them to hit the ground running. As I speak now, inauguration is going on now. As I speak, I was even supposed to be there. They are inaugurating them now. In a couple of minutes or hours, they will be done with inauguration, so that every one of them should go back to their various local government and hit the ground running. So in the next couple of,
Mr. Ellis, of course, talk is cheap and we don't buy it in the media. But
yes, I know talk is cheap. Yes, I know talk is cheap, but I can tell you, bring me here anytime again after now, and I will tell you what each local government has done. I can tell you that I know the governor for sure.
Okay,
I have worked with him very closely, and I'm still working with him very closely, and I know what he can do. He will not allow any of these people to rest if they don't deliver.
We're going to do 100 days in office with you, so let's start counting from today. Now, Mr.
Yes,
Mande, I'm going to throw this question to you. Somebody said, my concern is the fact that local governments are not functioning as specified in our constitution. How can this be resolved, Mr. Mande?
Yeah, I think the government at the center, that is at the national level, has done to an extent its best, looking at the previous local government autonomy that has been put in place and has been
okay. I think we have network issues again with Mr. Monday. Mr. Ellis, can you be stable? So I'll forward the next question to you. Now let's talk
it's all right.
about.
I'm okay. I'm here.
Okay, let's talk about a local government. The reason why a lot of people we are having viewers, we have our network issues with Mr. Monday, but hopefully he's going to join us before the end of the show as we're wrapping up really soon. Mr. Ellis, now the argument is that there are a lot of ghost worker in that local government level. How if you say they are functioning very well, how then we're still recording a lot of ghost worker? You go to a local government, you see numbers of people, ghost workers here and there, people that their names are not even there, and they are collecting salaries here and there.
Okay, if you talk about ghost workers in the local government, like I said,
that question to
with
me?
all sincerity.
Okay.
Hold on, no. I'll come back to you to finish the question somebody asked, but let him talk about on the ghost workers. Since he said,
yes, if you talk about,
we have a number of ghost workers. How come is that?
Yeah, if you talk about the ghost worker being found in government, offices, just like especially the local government as an example, like what you just mentioned now, as soon as this, set of local government chairman and councillor get to office, I know that's one thing that is going to be on their priority. Because if you know the governor, His Excellency Governor Obaseki of Edo State, he sure would not allow a thing like that to linger or continue to go on. We have looked at it in time past, one or two that are still hiding there in any guise. Because if you see, like I said before, the governor is not going to rest, and he's not resting, and he will continue to be up working day and night. You see the Ambrose Ali, the state-owned university now, the Ambrose Ali University. You see what he's doing there with the SIT he set up there. Those ones are really dealing with some of these ghost workers who are there. So if he can be doing that within the educational system, I am sure, and I know he's still going to look at the local government level too.
Now, Mr. Monday, can you hear me? Mr. Monday, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can hear
I
you.
asked you a question because somebody
I can
said,
hear you. Go on.
somebody said my
I can hear you. Go
concern
on with the question.
my concern is the fact that local governments are not functioning as specified in our constitution. How can this be resolved? Now, I want you to throw light on this. What's your opinion? How do you think this can be resolved? And of course, since Mr. Hizit say that local government are functioning, how come then we have a lot of ghost workers in local governments? And I have somebody from Edo, which I'm not even going to mention his name, that confirmed that to me as well. They have beef so now they have a lot of ghost workers. You see a lot of things, people that are not working, people that are not there but being earning salary on monthly basis. Now, Mr. Monday, I want you to throw light on this as we wrap up.
Princess, like
I think he's
I already established earlier before my network interrupted. The thing is, the government, the center, has done their best to see that local government at its level works. Their best may not be enough, but you see the hijackers here and there. You know, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. Go
There are
ahead, sir.
hijackers here and there, ranging because the government. I said government is in three tiers, right? We have
Yes,
federal, we have state, and local government.
that's
Now,
right.
when the federal government uh, empowers the local government, the state government hijacks what has been given, because it is the younger brother going out there and you are greedy as a senior brother or as an elder brother. So once your junior brother is being given anything, you claim that he does not have the wherewithal, the capacity to handle that. So you hijack it. So that is just the case of the local government and the state government. So now, in the case of uh, how will the local government work or function properly? If it function, of course, finance has to be allowed. They need to have their own autonomy. Without funding, you cannot ought to, because people at this level are the poor. They are the poorest. They are the ones that are the downtrodden. They are the ones that are majority below the poverty line in the country. So if you check function well, it will reduce the poverty level or the poverty rate at the local government level. Now, talking about ghost workers, it is true that because they were handpicked to lead the local government, because I still want to maintain that position. Mr. He might be Akioya might differ in his own opinion, because he is in government. So it's just normal for him to speak in support of those in power, and he said particularly. But for me, I am talking from a very neutral background. I am not in any political position now, or have not become an essay before. So I didn't learn how to speak for a governor. Those ghost workers at the local government are being, their names that are being imputed by the local government chairman and their cohorts. You don't expect who will have his way into the local government without them. And that's the issue. So there's no one who will just come in and break in like a thief. It will not be possible, because the local government has a leadership, and it is that leadership that brings in all manners of people. Now, if you go to some local governments, they are melon littering everywhere in the local government, eating granite or breaking granites and doing all manner of things in the local government. So instead of, the local government to enforce the jobs to be to be very active, or to enforce people who who have been employed at the local government to do what they expected. They themselves attend or hardly go to work. So they don't know what happened. They only put their boys who give them report at the end of the day. Why they go enjoying their exotic life in other places. So if you want the local government to function, allow the local governments to handle their own monies. They should have that autonomy. They should be able to relate to the people directly and stop handpicking people, putting them in local government as chairmen and councillors. Allow the people at the ground to participate fully, to bring those that they want who will do the job for them. It is only when you do that that you can have a functional earnings, the problems of the people. So that is my own take on that question. Take on that.
Well, that is quite understanding enough. I want to believe. Princess,
let me say something. Let me.
That's my take on that.
Yes. Go ahead.
Let me. Well, when he begins to talk about handpicking, I just hope he's not referring to, because I have said this time without number. I've said this severally. The reason why we won easily, was some of the things we put into, some of the factors we put into cognizance. The truth of the matter is that as far as this Edo is concerned, the recent election was concerned, it reflected the will of the people, because it went through the right process in, picking their candidate, because primary was done. I have all these things, because personally, he said, because I'm in government. Presently, I'm not in government. Let me set that record straight. Maybe yes, I was before. And before then, I got in there by merit. Yes, I got in there by merit because I stood and on the side of the people, and I fought on the side of the people. And I will tell you, those are the kind of people, the governor wants to work with him. Once you are being seen working with the people, you are being seen, among those are the kind of people Governor Obaseki wants. I can give you an example. In Esan West, which is Ekpoma, and Esan Central in Irua, if the government of Edo State has their own, perhaps maybe those wouldn't have been the people who would have been in place. Because I can tell you from Edo State, from Esan Central particularly, where Senator Clifford Odja is the leader there, a criteria was set on how a criteria was set for the primary of the local government election. But I want to tell you, I think one of the criteria which starts within the party, not within the party anyway. I think the Eastern Central chairman did not meet one of the criteria that was set within the party. And the people, they resisted and said, the people of Eastern Central, they resisted and said, this is who we want. This is the candidate that must run on the platform of the party, the People's Democratic Party. And when this thing got to the table of the governor,
the party insisted.
And when this thing got to the
people now.
Yes, no, not the party. When I mean, of course, it has. When you have to talk about primary, is the people in the party that will reflect the will of the generality of the people. Of course, because they want to win.
There's a difference between the people in the party and the people at the grassroots who are
my brother. Who are?
So when you are talking about the party, when you are talking about the party, the party leadership is also being. The party leadership, I assure you, are those who are loyal to the government. I assure you that the party leadership are those who are loyal to the government.
I take exception to that. It's not correct. It's not
And
correct.
then it's
not
just
correct.
a fragment.
You are not here
It's
and you don't
just
know what is happening here.
a few.
You are not
It's just
here.
a few
You are not
numbers
here. You don't know what
compared
is
to.
happening
It's a
here, and I can
factor.
tell you
Their
categorically
number
that
is
it was
negligibly
the people.
compared with
It was the people that
number of the
insisted.
people at
It
that
was the
local
people that
government.
insisted that those two chairmen I just mentioned now, that they must represent the party. That if the party knows they want to win elections, those people are the people who must, because these two persons I mentioned now, I'm very aware, I know about them very well. These two persons, they have been working for the people in their own individual capacity. The one for Eastern Central, Honorable Iyoha, and the one for Eastern
case
West.
of two local government out of how many local governments?
I am just giving you an example. You don't want. I want to be heard on anything I say here. That you were the person that says so that because anybody can come and maybe on my social media handles after now they'll say, you said so. Can we get evidence? Can we get facts? So I want to be held responsible for anything I say here.
All right.
That is why I'm using case studies of those who I know.
We understand.
To their bedroom.
Yes, but because of time, we will have to let you guys go today. Next time, there will always be a next time. But before we let you go, Mr. Ellis, now, what's happening in your state house? Recently, the deputy governor moved office. What is that drama all about?
You said hello. Come again, please.
Yes, I said before we let you go now, there is this recently your deputy governor did move office. What is that drama all about?
It's normal that time to time there will always be renovation. Okay. For me, if you ask me personally, for all I know, I think there's serious renovation going on in his office. There's no problem. As far as Edo is concerned, there's no problem in Edo. There's serious renovation going on in his office, and he has to shift base for some time. If you recall, there was a time renovation was also going on in the House of Assembly. For some time, the house was not sitting in the usual House of Assembly in the Ring Road, so they have to shift base to the old House of Assembly to be using that place first. So there's still nothing wrong. There's still nothing wrong because
that the governor and the deputy are okay. Everything is good.
Yes, I can tell you that, and that is why you see, the deputy governor also. Of course, you can't forget about speculations. You see, people just talk based on speculations. They just go on social media and begin to, read unnecessary body language and begin to, speculate wrongly. But the reality of it, as far as I know is concerned, is there is peace everywhere, and everywhere is quiet.
All right,
there's nothing wrong between the governor and the deputy.
For now, we stand by you, and we believe that there is peace in your state. Of course, that is what we hope and always pray for in Nigeria.
Of course.
In every state. Now, we're going to hold you accountable. You did say that inauguration is ongoing. And after 100 days from today, I'm going to call you here and you're going to chairman.
Of course, very well.
Okay, we see to that. Well, Mr. Monday, it's always a pleasure to have you on my show. Thank you so much for being on the show, Mr. Ellis as well. Thank you so much. You both did justice this morning. Viewers have been on the show with Comrade Abimaku Monday Sunday. He's a research fellow and a public commentator. He was also the former deputy governorship candidate, LP, National State 2023. And Mr. Hayes Akoya, businessman, politician, and former senior special assistant to the governor of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obasi. Thank you to two of you. Thank you so much for being on my show this morning. I'm very, very happy that I had you two of you.
Thank you for having us.
Wrap up the show.
Thank you for having us on the show today.
Yes, we've seen that we have two able-bodied Nigerian men today discussing on how the way to move our local government, the people, how to impact more on the people. Of course, the grassroots are the people, and they are the ones that will keep it and they do very well. Thank you for being on the show today. And before I let you go, don't forget to follow us on our social media handle. Hit on the like button. Leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you hit on the notification bell and invite somebody as well to the page. Remember, we are Nigeria, we are one people. Unity is what we're craving for. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Please remember that peace is priceless. So let's always give peace a chance, and don't drink and drive. Take a lot of water and be good to the next person there. See you again next week. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy.
SR TV. Innovative content, global audience.